Welcome to the farm. It is spring 2024, and this year has been the exact opposite of last year. The story so far has been rain, rain, and more rain. So to say I'm a little defeated would probably be an understatement. But that kind of happens at this point every year so far. I'm really tired. It just seems like sometimes like everything is just going against you. But man, around here when you lose like a day, it feels like you lose a week. We came back from camping and weeds are growing up and there's just work to be done, which is reasonable. So yeah, I'm feeling a little defeated, I guess. But I mean, it's just a wave, right? It's kind of a point in the season where it just gets harder. Especially, unlike last year, we had no water, so plants didn't grow very well, but weeds didn't either. And the weeds are tiring, and one of these years I'll figure out how on earth to stop them. No, I won't. To be honest, I'm tired. We got back Monday. We had to replant all that squash and zucchini. I was out up here after dinner until it was dark, planting some tomatoes. Transplanted lettuce. There's just a lot to be done, and it's that time of year where it really is, it's tiring. It's the time of year where I tend to start praying more. I know that's terrible to say, pray all the time and all that, but time I gotta remind myself, none of this is about me. But at the same time, you want to see it be successful. I'm putting in my effort. We do have worship on the farm coming up. Hopefully this video, I think, will be out before our first worship on the farm Tuesday. And like, that's another thing to get ready for and set up, and oh man, that one's so worth it. I really love doing that. We all walk with God and try to live our lives thinking about God, maybe taking moments to pray, read scriptures. But there's just something about taking a moment, a totally separate moment, and saying, this hour or 2 hours or whatever is just gonna be nothing but God. I love those evenings, man, just worshiping, being uplifted by other people sharing their stories, their testimonies of what God's doing in their lives. Encourages me. We encourage each other. Stop looking the world around us and just look to God for a moment. Something special about that. And really looking forward to those. If you're around here, come out to one of those this year if you haven't been before. Sometimes it's just a really small group. This year we're doing it every week. You may show up. It may just be you and us. And there's something just about taking that moment just to say, hey, this is time to just turn to God, worship, encourage one another. Man, that was a Ford Explorer. Sounds like a big diesel truck. That muffler's rusted to the core. But yeah, I mean, today's just been a tough, rough day. I had to spray the green beans because they're getting eaten. The squash that we transplant is getting eaten by squash bugs. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Honestly, we may just not grow cucurbits for a year. I don't know what on earth will grow, but the pressure from those squash bugs, cucumber beetles, is just, to be honest, too much. So I don't know, you know, just the rabbits and something is eating the new strawberries we planted, which is fine. They did that last year and they still came back very strong, and we're getting strawberries off of those 2 we planted last year. So we should still have a good bit of strawberries next year. I gotta check the potatoes. The green beans need replanted in another area. Plants are just falling apart. I had to spray the squash. But if there's any cure for this, it's having good helpers when it's time to get to work. So we're out here pulling all these weeds. I'm not sure what these are, but we had them a lot a couple years ago, and they seem to grow really well when it's really wet. And last year we had the opposite problem. Everything was dry, so we didn't have all of these particular weeds. And now we got mulch. We're clearing these away, and the boys are coming, putting the mulch down to help the weeds not grow back up, so they're a little more covered. They don't get as much sunlight.
Really?
Yeah, and they can't quite grow as good. That way our onions can grow really good.
Can we make our watermelon grow good?
Yep, the watermelon's starting to come up.
Yeah, watermelon and strawberry.
Yep, strawberries are doing all right, but we won't really have much strawberries to like donate this year because it's like kind of second year thing. We only have a couple plants from last year, but next year we'll have a lot of strawberries.
Watermelon.
We'll have hopefully watermelon. It's coming up over there.
Yeah, watermelon.
But like I said, it's just that time of the year where it seems like everything is just going wrong. And it always happens every year. It's just weeds start coming up, especially when it's raining. And it just feels like you're falling behind. But then all of a sudden things start producing and you feel happy, and we're harvesting and delivering, and it's awesome. And we'll get there. I hope. God hasn't failed us yet. I've thought he has many times, especially last year, but he hasn't failed us yet. And so we're just gonna stay faithful and keep going. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do know that it's really helpful talking to you. Yeah, you know, vent. Yeah, people like say like complaining is just like all terrible, but man, you complain, you get everything out, and then you start to be able to, once you just go, oh, this is terrible, that's terrible, and then you're like, okay, that's terrible things, but hey, we got 60 tomatoes in the ground, and then you start to see the good things. Let's check out the good things. Look, like I said, Monday, started planting tomatoes, okay? We got some from Sweet Bay, 36 of them. Planted those Monday and Tuesday morning before the rain started on Tuesday, okay? Today, I come back out here and start planting more, okay? Bill and Laurie got us some from the high school down here, was doing like a fundraiser. So I've been planting more of them. So now I've got, 60 in so far, and we're gonna keep going. I was on a little complaining and whining and woe is me break, because I need those. Give me a break, man. But my little break's over, so we're gonna get back to work and see if we can't completely tire ourselves out. I'm ready for dinner, man. God is so good, and it's just amazing. I put in this effort and I'm like, oh, things are gonna go terrible. Every year I've said that. And every year, man, we've been able just to make tons of deliveries to food banks, even use some at the soup kitchens. I've just been able to bless people. And it's like, it ain't what I've done. I'm not gonna make that grow. God's been good, and it's just been fun to come on this ride, and like I said, it's exhausting, but honestly, it's a big blessing. Be able to see this guy grow, produce tomatoes, and then we get to harvest them and take them out and try to share Jesus. And as exhausting as it is, I think the more tiring and the more stressed I get, and the more, not stressed, but the more just tired and invested I am, it's just an even better feeling when everything starts to come up. The more I'm proved wrong by God, it feels awesome. And this year, I hope that that's the case. I've been praying for it, and invite you guys to pray along with us that we just have a great abundance to be able to share with the community. Because it's just amazing to see what God can pull off in spite of our terrible attempts at gardening, farming, whatever you want to call it. Pretending like we can do a thing. But I thank you guys for being a part of the journey. Like, it's really cool to just do this. I don't really care, you know, if we get like all these likes and views and thought. It's just really fun to make these videos and be able to share with some of you guys who have asked us questions and want to see this, and it's just fun to make these videos. I'm a big video person. I really just appreciate time anyone watches them. But it's just like I like to kind of share my heart and organize and put in that. And I know some of these, like particularly this video, is not organized. But that's okay if it's not organized, because it's impossible to organize this while trying to do all this. I literally am holding a hat right now with a GoPro attached to it. Thank you for watching. It's cool to have you guys along the ride. It makes me feel a little less insane, more sane. See, words are gonna happen. I don't know why I feel less insane. I'm talking to a camera. But it's just nice to share what we're doing. But hey, we survived. We survived. That's the important part. We survived all this rain so far. I mean, there's still more coming. We went away camping, survived, getting back to it. Just about everything's in the ground. I mean, we're getting kind of close. The pumpkins will come a little bit later here in June. Things are happening. I think I can breathe here soon. Maybe. Who knows? Keep praying. Pray for the crops, the ground, for us, for me and my sanity, talking to a hat camera. And just pray that God can bless people with all of this. That's the most important part.